Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great episode of the Five Star Revolution podcast with your host, CJ Price. Go over to Facebook and join us on Facebook, Five Star Revolution Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now if you haven't already. Tonight, we have a very, very special guest, and her name is Olivìer Vegos. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm not doing too bad. Thanks for asking, and thanks for joining me here tonight on the Five Star Revolution podcast.
Thanks for having me. I've been excited. I was sad because we didn't get to do it like a couple weeks ago, so I was like I was ready for tonight. So
I really appreciate it. It's because I had some back problems and I couldn't sit down properly. So sitting down for half an hour was gonna be difficult. But now I'm good.
cool.
So let's start from the beginning here. I'm sure everyone wants to know, were you a fan of wrestling growing up? And if so, who were your favorites when you were growing up?
Excuse me. Of course, I was a fan growing up. I started watching wrestling at 5. Um, Actually, my grandma got me into wrestling, so I've just been addicted ever since. Um, when I favorite wrestlers at that time. Why would you do this to me? There's so many great ones. Um, First and foremost, from my men, it's probably going to be Kane. I'm a huge Kane fan. I always have been, will be forever. I just love how, the presence whenever he was come down to the ring and how he was just so like electrifying and scary. And yeah, that's my top dog. Now, if I have to choose my women is China. China's always been my favorite women wrestler. Just due to the fact, like I know there are other women wrestlers who are amazing in what they do, but it's just like when China came out, she made you feel like, that any woman can do anything that they wanted to do. So those are probably my top two, really.
Two great wrestlers right there. Kane is great. He had one of the best debuts in WWE history.
Mhm.
And also China, another great wrestler. She really paved the way for a lot of females today. So
Absolutely.
two top great choices right there. So when was that moment in your head where you said, I want to do this. I want to become a pro wrestler?
Um, it was actually during COVID. Cause for like years, especially like in my early 20s and stuff, I wanted to do it, but I just never took that step forward to do so. I just never had the confidence in myself to actually go for it. And then yeah, when COVID hit, I was literally just like around the house researching, looking at stuff. I mean, literally to the point that I was like on WWE website looking at like their career choices. Like that's just where I was at. Yeah, like I was like, and then after like I kept reading rules and like reading how to train or how to get started. I was like, you know what, like this is my moment. I've got to do it, and so I started February of last year, and of course this month will be my one. February 25th will be my 1 year. So I'm happy that I made that jump.
So, how did you find out about wrestling school in your area, and who was your original trainer at the time?
So the way that I found out about wrestling school in the area was that I was actually just looking up any promotions that I can in Oklahoma at the time. I was like literally like just messaging people on Facebook, emailing, and I believe the one that I think it was Mid South. That's who it was, and somebody else responded to me. Um, Another promoter responded to me from All Star Pro and was like, "Yeah, I said, do the promotion work. If you want, you're definitely more than welcome to do a tryout here in Bethany, Oklahoma." So I went to Bethany, went to All Star Pro, and then when I got there, the main person that started training me was Jerome Griffey Daniels, who is phenomenal at what he does. And so I started training there for at least like 6 or 7 months before I moved on and progressed to NCWO, which is in McAllister. So yeah, that's
So
how I
you've
got
been to two wrestling schools already in almost a year.
there. Yeah.
That's pretty good that you're traveling, going other places, trying to learn new stuff. That's pretty good. When I used to be a wrestler, I only went to one wrestling school. That's it.
Really, where'd you go?
Well, I'm from Massachusetts. I live in Springfield, Mass, which is like an hour and a half from Boston. The training school was called Pro Wrestling Combine with Kevin Landry.
Okay.
He's not really well known, but he knows his
He
stuff.
knows his stuff. See, but that to me, I feel like that's all that matters. Like, I don't need a main person to be known like that. Like, if you know your stuff and you know your passion, like, I feel like that's good enough for me. So, like, cause my promoter now at NCWO, like, he was just a main wrestler here for Oklahoma. And I mean, he made a name for himself, but he didn't get out to like WWE type of standards. But the school is amazing for what it does, So I get that.
Yep, absolutely. And who knows? Maybe one day you might make it to WWE.
Man, that's my goal. That's the goal at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's always the goal.
So let's talk a little bit about when you first started wrestling school. What were your first impressions?
Um, as in like for me or what impressions of other people of me?
Both.
Both. Okay. So, my impression when I first walked in, I was kind of like overwhelmed because I guess I didn't really realize how cultural the indie world was, or and where in certain buildings they perform in. So like, I think it was a shocker for me to see like where certain areas where they do wrestle at. So that was a big thing for me. But I mean, I like that the indie world. It's a little dirty. I'm okay with it. I like it. So, and then I guess I know from my outlook for me, like when I first started training, I know like I became very great friends with the guys that I train with now, who I'm also in a group with, which is Chosen Influence now. But they basically thought I would make it. Because like when they seen me, like clearly you see like I'm a girly girl. Like I got makeup going on and everything. Like I'm dainty. Like I'm a girly girl. But then when I kind of got in the ring with them and started, doing cardio exercises, everything with them, they're like, oh, okay, she can keep up. So yeah. So the first impression was all good, I guess. I'm glad I made a good first impression, and I'm glad that from my point of view, it worked out as well. So
Well, that's good to hear that it went well for you when you first started. Do you remember your first official match? And if you do, what do you remember from that match?
I do remember my first official match, but I also at the same time don't remember my match because my first my first match actually I knocked myself out, and I don't remember like the last 5 minutes of it.
Wow. So you had
Yeah,
a concussion.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
still finished the match and don't remember doing it. I had to go back and watch the video because I didn't remember.
Who was it against?
I was wrestling as her Skylar Slice.
When you watched that match back, were you proud of that match? Like, were you like, yes, I did it?
Yeah, I was, because to be concussed and finish a match is a big thing.
I've been concussed twice in wrestling. Not fun. Not fun.
Yeah, it's scary. Like like I think the scariest thing for me is like whenever I did get knocked out, I knew that I was knocked out. So it was really weird. Like and I can literally feel my conscience like going like, oh shit, Lenika, like, oh shit, get up, get up. I was literally telling myself to get up. And for some reason, the girl, her name's Robin, she was roughing, and when she went down for like the third count, I woke up.
You know what reminds me that you say that? It's sad. I watched my match back too when I got concussed, and I still tried to finish it, and I was. You could tell I was lost. Like I was swinging
Yeah.
in the air and stuff.
See, like I kind of like I kicked out, and then like I sold. I ended up like falling to the corner, and then like I kind of didn't even try anything else. So I just kind of kept selling, and then like Skylar realized like, oh, like something's not right. So she did like a couple moves on me and then like just ended the match. But like, yeah, I literally did not remember any of it. I was like, because in the beginning I was really embarrassed about it, but now I'm just like, you know what? That's actually a great story. At least I can admit it. So it happens.
So after you suffered that injury, your first match in, what
Mm.
kept going? What kept you motivated?
um, Anger. I was really angry at myself because I kind of felt like as if I didn't put my best foot forward to try my best. And even though it was my first match, but I also know we're our biggest critic as well. But like I took that pretty hard. I was very angry at myself because I was like, I could have done better. I could have been in a better position. Like, like how could I put myself in a position and and like I said, I know it happens, but like I was really, really angry. So anger honestly kept me motivated. Like I took about 2-3 weeks off, and then I got back in the ring, and then I decided to make better choices and better decisions on my training and progressing. And so I'm glad that I've done that as well, because it has helped ever since that moment. Like I do feel like a different, complete person just because of that one moment.
The reason I ask is that because most people, their first match in, they would have been like, you know what, this is not for me.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, but here's my thing as well, and I understand that it is not for everybody. It's not. Wrestling's not for everybody. But also as well, like I feel like that's the risk that you're taking when you're getting in that ring. Like you have whenever I understand like we're all fans. Always and forever we will always be fans. And even the ones that are like not even wrestling, like our big Mark fans. But it's like you have to understand like whenever people step into that ring, that this is not a game. You know what I'm saying? It is fun, but you got to be careful with what you do. You know what I mean? So I understand that part, but also at the same time, it's like what did you expect? It's not easy, you know. So
So let's skip ahead here a little bit. I'm sure the fans that are listening right now that don't know who you are want to know who Olivìer Vegas is. What's the character about?
So Olivìer Vegas she's basically a sassy, loud, charismatic fashionista. Like she loves fashion, she loves attention, she loves to make people feel good about themselves. Like she's the hype girl. You know what I mean? She likes to put a little flavor into her wrestling as well. Like yeah, you know we dressed up in our gear and to be flashy and stuff, but I'm like she wants to bring more to that. You know what I mean? And also want to prove that even though I'm a girly girl and loving makeup and loving fedora hats and anime and all this, I can get in the ring and kick ass. So don't let the girly girl facade fool you. Like that's that's who Olivìer is.
Man, I wish I can go see that in person. That sounds like a really cool character to
Bro,
see.
you should come.
I'm
We
all the way in Massachusetts.
I mean, there's plane flights. We can figure some stuff out. Okay. Like, but no, but seriously, if you ever get a chance, you should definitely come. Um, Oklahoma's pretty cool. It's kind of chill. It's slow paced compared to other cities, but it's cool.
All right, sounds good. I've never been to Oklahoma, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty cool. Does it snow down there?
Bro, we had snow last week and we were snowed in for like 3 days.
Yeah, we had a pretty huge snowstorm ourselves over here. We had about 2 feet of snow. It just finally
Ooh.
melted. Yeah.
See, like, yeah, we still have like some kind of like they're like laying around everywhere, but like, yeah, ours is basically gone as well. Like that's the only thing. Ooh, I'm sure y'all probably get it worse than us because you are up north. But I'm just like, man, the snow. I cry if it's a foot. Like I'm just like, no, no. Like I'm serious. I'm like, I don't want no ice. I don't want to be in this. Like it's not fun. I'm like, no.
Are you ready for a challenge?
Maybe.
I challenge every single guest that comes on my podcast to cut a promo in character for like 30 seconds if you're willing to do it. You think you can do it? On anything.
I think I can do it. Okay, okay. Let's see. Let's see. What what shall I do? What shall I do? All right. Oh, excuse me, Carlos. Didn't see you sitting there. Well, let me not sit here and be so rude to I'm sorry. My Mr. Five Star Cast. Here's the thing, sir. I love what you do, and it's so amazing. And I love everything that you talk about, but I think you're missing a little bit of razzle dazzle fashion in there. So when you actually need a true fashionista to be on the show, and I can even help you with your jacket as well. Hit me up and let me know what you need.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I'm okay. Still got the
So
work.
going going off that promo, I'm assuming you're a heel.
No.
You're not. You're a
No.
face.
I'm a aggressive face. Even though I can do a heel, but I kind of want to do the aggressive face for a little bit before I make that change.
So you like doing that? You like being a face? Can you get the crowd behind you and cheer you?
Oh yeah, I think I can do it. Um, I honestly think like my strongest suit that I have with it is because of like being a very confident person. So like whenever I see younger girls or like even women my age, I'm just like, wear that hat, wear that lipstick, do this, do that. Like I want to make people feel good. So I think that's one thing that I can definitely use as a face to get people behind me. I mean, like confidence is everything. Who doesn't love confidence? Who doesn't want to have it? Or who doesn't want to help someone to have it? So I think I can do it.
Absolutely. And the reason I asked that is because being a face is so freaking hard. To get people behind you and cheer
Yeah.
and care about you, that's hard to do. So I
Yeah.
applaud you for that.
Well, I'm just like, I kind of want to do every challenge that I can possibly do just to see if I can do it. Like, that's literally where I'm at. So I did like the heel thing for my first promotion at All Star Pro for like a little bit, but I don't know. It wasn't flowing good for me. And maybe I just didn't have really good ideas at the time. But like I said, like I'm growing a little bit more. So I feel like I can go back and forth between both and figure out, how to do my face and then how to do my heels.
So I noticed on your profile that you're also an advocate for the LGBTQ community. You
Oh
mind
yeah.
you mind talking a little bit about that?
Yes, I am an advocate because of simple fact I am part of the community. So I came out when I was 19. And I've just kind of just been out ever since. And it's just one of those where personally for me, when I first started doing wrestling, I made a decision as not only do I want to be for like my people as well, but I also want to be for my community. Because I mean, there are known LGBTQ wrestlers in the industry as of right now, but it's just like we just seem so scarce a little bit. So I kind of want to make sure that hey, people see that this is who I am, because I just also want to also shine a light on our community that like we're amazing people, we're great people, we're athletic, we're like we have lives, we have goals, we have dreams, like so it's a big part of my life clearly. So yeah, that's so I'm like I said, I'm definitely part of it. I'm actually getting married in 3 months in May, at the end of May, so I'm super excited. But yeah.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your marriage. I hope it goes
Thank you.
well.
Thank you.
And to piggyback off what you just said, do you bring that into your wrestling, like the LGBTQ thing? Do you bring that into your wrestling, or do you just?
I have not just yet, but I do have plans to do so. It's just one of those that I'm just kind of trying to still figure out my character and what things that I really want to do. Um, I just haven't really figured out how I'm going to incorporate it like into my gear or like, but I'll figure it out shortly. So, but yeah, it is my goal eventually to have it known in there. Sometimes I get kind of scared because I know that, people can be cruel and can be mean. And if they do see it, they're going to say mean things. But also at the same time, I can't really hide around for who I am either. So,
So with that being said, how do you deal with backstage politics?
the backstage politics, I don't really deal with it. I mean, I just don't. Like, I'm a firm believer of like birds in a feather flock together. I mean, I know the politics of what's backstage, and I'll keep it real. I've heard people's already said little comments and made little comments, but honestly, I don't care. It doesn't affect me because they're not going to say it to me. And if they do, then hey, we'll just have a discussion afterwards. But other than that, like it backstage, I don't pay no attention to it. I really don't. Because like I said, I am who I am. You can't change me, and that's it. So
I was gonna say if they said something, somebody like you, I would imagine would just smack them up. That's it.
man, but you know what? But here's the thing. I feel that though, big. But like, I really the old me, yes, I probably would. But the new me, I'm just kind of just like, that's all you have. Like, you know how long I've been on this earth. Like, that's all you got. You can't say anything else original. So I mean, I'll say what I need to say, but I don't need to go that far because I'm just like, if you're really making me that mad, like, well, why am I even around you to begin with? You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
just like, I try my best not to deal with it, not to worry about it. I just try to stay positive and just keep looking forward into the things that really matter.
Sounds like you got some tough skin right there.
In this
So
business, you gotta have tough skin.
so let's talk about intergender matches. What's your thought about that?
I love intergender matches. I think they're really very, very entertaining. I love it whenever you can see just different opponents that like we grew up with, or like just continue to just even watching on TV come together and just just putting on the most amazing show. I'm personally not really against it. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's a good way to get people also supporting women more often into the intergender matches, because it's like I said, it's already hard enough for women to sit here and have to basically prove that we can be in the ring and do what we need to do. So I love them. I'm for them, and I hope they continue to happen so women can have a bigger platform and show their creative styles in the ring.
Would you ever take part in one?
Oh, absolutely.
So speaking of matches, let's talk about dream matches now. Who are some opponents in mind that you have that you want to step in the ring with?
New school or old school, it doesn't matter.
Matter.
Okay, I know she can kick my ass, but I really like Jordan Grace. I think that woman is amazing. Like, I would love to wrestle her. I would also love to wrestle Gail Kim, Jazz, Jacqueline. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Any indie wrestlers that you have in
Um,
mind?
indie wrestlers. There's one in Texas. I don't even know if you heard of her. Her name is The Woad. I think she's amazing. Like, she's just fly. That's all I can tell you. I think the Wove's amazing. I would love to wrestle Promise. I've seen her wrestle a couple of times, like in Texas for Red River. I think she's such an amazing athlete as well, and she looks bad as ever. So definitely enjoy her. Um, yeah, those are only like my main two, I guess, out of state, but inside Oklahoma, I would love to do a one-on-one match with Danny B. I haven't had a chance to do it yet. I would love to do a rematch with Erica Torres and also Skylar Slice as well. So, because my OKC girls, like, I gotta wrestle them, man.
Definitely, definitely. You got to make your rounds for sure. So, what about your finisher? I was curious on what your finisher is.
So my finisher is actually called the makeover. And basically, what I do is that I take the arm. Your arm is basically literally underneath my knee. You're basically in a crouched position. I just slam your face to the ground. Makeover.
So, I don't think I've seen that move ever, but it sounds devastating.
Oh, well, okay. Then after the podcast, I'll show you a training video just so you can see what I'm talking about.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's my finisher. So.
Let's talk about some promotions now. Besides the big promotions, are there any promotions out there that you want to debut for?
I would like to debut for oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. Why my mind just went blank? So sorry. Oh my god, why can I not think? It's not work class. What is the other one? See, this is why when you hit 30, you just forget everything. Like, for some reason. I'm so serious. Like, you forget everything. But anyways, I can't think of the name of the school, but I know that it's Booker T school because they do
Reality
shows.
wrestling.
Thank you. I was like, why can I not think? But I do. I want to do for reality. I just think they're amazing at what they do. Their shows are good. And then I also would love to do Mission Pro for Thunder Rosa. Yeah, like Mission Pro is just it's badass to me. So and then also too there's another one I found that I would love to do which is Shine in Florida.
Are those two all women's roster?
Shine and Mission Pro is yes.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that would be cool. I would love to see you in one of those. That would be definitely cool. All right, a couple more questions here before I let you go, Miss Vegas.
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. Wait, let me get a drink.
All right,
I'm
I should have one myself. But I only have water.
Damn, this see.
All right. So, what can we expect out of you in the next 3 years? What's in your future?
So the next 3 years. So as of right now, my main goal is so the promotion that I'm working for right now, which is NCW in McAllister. Um, there's a good group of us, probably about like 8 to 10 of us that train, wrestle for them. And one thing that I would love to do is help me and of course wrestling as a team help our promoter build his brand. Just due to the fact that being in Oklahoma, we've heard like a very negative connotation about wrestling. Like I don't know if you've ever heard it before, but literally people say wrestling's were basically wrestling comes to Oklahoma to die. And so it's one of like my main goal as of right now is to fix that stigma and to show that like, we do have talented wrestlers here in Oklahoma that are great at what they do and that wrestling doesn't die here. So um, that may take a little longer than 3 years. And if so, great. If it comes sooner, that would be wonderful. But that's my main goal as of right now. My second goal is, of course, as soon as I also would love to, like I said, do promotion work like for Mission Pro, like Shine, so I can travel and get my name out a little bit more. But yeah, that's like my main two I got going on right now.
So, let me ask you a side question. This wasn't a
Okay.
question, but
Okay.
since you mentioned that Oklahoma is the place where wrestling goes to die, why is it that people say that? Is wrestling over there not so big? How's the market over there?
Um, I mean, I honestly don't know personally like why what the market wise, because like I said, like I've only been doing this for a year, but I don't know if I guess I'll speak from my point of view. From what I can tell, it's just like there are so many people here in Oklahoma who are very passionate about wrestling and they love it and they want to make a career and that's what they do. And like I mean, literally, like it's they eat, sleep, breathe it. But there are other people who, that's not even in their forte. And if they take it as like, oh, I like to do this for fun, that's great. Like just, there's nothing wrong with that. Like not mad about that whatsoever. But I also think it's like maybe people are doing things here in Oklahoma and then going to other places to like promote or do tryouts. And then when they see how they really are, it's not what it's cracked up to be. Like I've literally not going to speak any names on a promotion, but literally went to a promotion down in Texas. They did like a 2-day type of tryout and a seminar, and three of my boys were doing it, and like they were still in their first year as well. But I mean, like from my personal opinion, I think my boys are good. Like if they can put on a show, and literally whenever they got there, and like I said, I understand politics, ladder steps, I get that too. But when they got there, they were kind of looked down upon, and like a main like Hall of Famer really looked them in their face and told them that they should do background producing work.
Wow.
And they barely even got into the ring to even really show what they could do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, honestly, I don't even know where it started from. I didn't even know what the thing, so like I said, till I got in. But maybe it's just one of those, just people traveling around and going to shows. And like I said, not really showing a passion for it. And it probably pisses a lot of people off. And that sucks because I feel that's not what it's like here. Like, I don't know.
Well,
I,
maybe I was gonna say maybe people have the wrong perception about Oklahoma.
And you know what? But I feel like a lot of states in the U.S. has a wrong perception about Oklahoma, which is given. It's like I get it. Like, yeah, it's Oklahoma. I understand. But it's less. I'm just like I personally for me, it's just like I just don't see it that way. Like I've been around so many people, have the privilege and blessing to be around so many people here that have been in the game for so long. And to me, they're amazing. Like they're doing things that nobody else could do, whether if they're known or not. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm just speaking on just an opinion, or maybe because what I've seen. But to me personally, it just really doesn't make sense. So.
Well, I appreciate your opinion and thank you for answering that question.
Oh, absolutely.
So my last question for you, Miss Vegas, is if there's one thing that you can tell your fans that they don't know about you, what would that be?
Um,
Wrestling wise.
wrestling wise, huh? I don't know because I feel like I haven't. Oh, okay. Here's one because I guess a big thing for me. Um, I used to get like really sad because I couldn't do a kip up, and I just learned how to do one yesterday. So it literally took me a whole year to learn how to do that, which is
Yeah.
yeah,
It takes balance and strength to do that.
yes. So yeah, wrestling wise, like I just learned how to do it yesterday, y'all, and I was super excited just to let you know.
Well, that was a little bit of a letdown. So, what about personally, if you don't mind?
Personally, um, I really enjoy the fact that whenever I have my training days, that I get to be around my training mates every Tuesday and Thursday. Like I love going to training and like learning and seeing what new new moves that I can learn or like just learn new things and like yeah, when Tuesday and Thursdays hit for training, I'm ready. I'm so ready just to be in that ring and I'm so ready to just train and learn and just all of it. Like I'm just so passionate about it. I love it. I love training. And I know I probably sound crazy for that, but I love training.
No, you don't sound crazy at all. Because the more you train, the more you learn. You never stop learning in this business. Absolutely. So, where can our listeners follow you on social media?
So social media wise, I do have Facebook, I do have Instagram, I do have Twitter and TikTok, and it's all under Olivìer Vegas. Some of them are Olivìer_Vegas, but it's all my name, just to make it all simple.
And Vegas is spelled Vegos.
Yes, but it's pronounced like Las Vegas.
Got it. All
Yes.
right. There you go, folks. Go follow my friend Olivia Vegas on all those social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Five Star Revolution Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Five Star Revolution Podcast. Miss Olivia Vegas, we wish you the best of luck in your career, and thank you so much for coming on my show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day.